Hi team, welcome to this week's flow. This week we're working on backbends and then some twists to rinse it out. As always, if you've got a very tight, a very strong lower back, it might be sensitive to a lot of back bending. So just feel into it. If you're getting a lot of pain, it doesn't mean that your back is weak. It might be very strong, very tight. So just take it easy and just really enjoy the twists at the end. Just don't go so deep if it's getting irritated. So the theme or a quote I would love you to keep in mind for this practice is this really cool quote that was said by Gary V, you know, the entrepreneur Gary V. He says a lot of short, sharp one-liners, and he's such an intense guy and such an incredible businessman and entrepreneur, but he also he's like a heart leader. He really leads from his heart, I find, and he's big into kindness. And something that he said that I loved is that kindness should end with a full stop, not a comma. Too many people give kindness with an expectation. So he's like, just kindness, full stop. If you want to be kind, just be kind. And he encourages that. So I really like that. And yoga really reminds us everything starts from the inside and then is projected out. So if you want to be kind to others, like first and foremost, be kind to yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to feel 100%. So something I like to practice always is firstly being very kind to myself. Lots of self-encouragement, lots of bigging myself up, lots of positive self-talk all day, every day. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Keep going. You know, awesome work. Keep it up. Just keep going. Amazing effort. Great job. So all of that sort of positive self-talk. And then, of course, that's what you'll be projecting out. So kindness, full stop, is our intention for this practice from the inside out. If there's any self-dialogue going on, let it be kind and encouraging. All right, let's get started today. Actually, I'm going to use those blocks. In Supta Baddha Konasana, Sleeping Beauty, I like to call it. So the blocks here are optional. I'm moving the microphone. Blocks are optional, you don't have to use them. I'm going to put a medium block under my mid-back and then a high block under my head. You can just lay on the floor if you want to. You could also just have a low block under your back and your head in your hands if you want. So it's a very slight back bend. Otherwise, go like this, as long as you're comfy. And just be comfy. It's so funny. Sometimes I watch people in class and they try and get into these shapes and they're so uncomfortable and they're just struggling through it. There's no point. Just make yourself comfortable. If the blocks aren't comfortable, just move the blocks out of the way. All right. Once you're comfy, start to breathe in for 4, out for 4. Very simple. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4. 3, 2, 1. 4 counts in. 4 out. Now always make sure you start the music playlist as soon as we start this first pose, as soon as we start to breathe. That's when you press play. In, out, in, out. Keep going. Let your breath wave in and out of you. Now with that intention of kindness, full stop, kick that off now if you're following along with that. Kick off with your self-encouragement. Give yourself heaps of praise, heaps of encouragement. Be really kind to yourself, non-stop. I find that for me it's made me a lot happier, way less defensive, if at all defensive, or sometimes. And it makes me giggle because sometimes if I want to judge someone or quite honestly if I want to be a dickhead, to someone, it makes me stop and laugh and go, oh, that's right, I'm being kind. So the more you practice it to yourself, or you have this little reminder of kindness full stop, the more it will kick in when you're about to be an idiot to somebody. You remember to be kind and compassionate. Keep your breath going. All those beautiful words of encouragement. You're doing a great job. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Great work. Good effort. Take 5 more deep breaths here. And now, without sitting up, can you just curl off to one side? Move your blocks out of the way. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. We're going to start with core immediately, so just always modify if you need to. If you're injured, just change what you need to change. Legs out straight, arms overhead, sit up, reach to the ceiling. Lay back down. Sit up, reach to the sky, lay back down. Keep going, just for 4, not many. Last 3, 2, 1, grab a block on your way down, place your feet on the floor, place the high end of the block against your right upper thigh, legs in tabletop, hands hold your head up in a crunch position, the back of your right arm is holding the block on the leg. Lift your left leg, lower almost to the floor, 5, lift, 4, lift, squash the block more into the leg, 3, lift, 2, lift, 1, hold, 5, 4, squash the block more, 3, 2, 1, change sides. The left arm holds the block there, hold your head with both hands, right leg up, lower almost to the floor, 5, lift, 4, lift, 3, lift, 2, lift, 1 almost to the floor, 5, hold that, 4, 3, squash the block more, 2, 1, bend your knees. Let's meet in child's pose, get there however you can. And then have your knees really wide, Balasana. Back of your arms on the blocks, palms together in prayer. Lower your head towards the floor. So you're really opening up your chest, your shoulders, your upper spine. Nice deep breaths. Keep connecting with your intention. And with all that aliveness in your body, all that life force that you feel moving around, so you feel very connected. Now lift your head, place your blocks just at the front of your mat so you can easily grab them later. And let's meet in down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk this out. Press one heel down, then the next. Any other movement you want to add is welcome. Now lift your right leg to the sky, deep breath, squeeze on your glutes. Step your right foot between your hands and drop your back knee to the floor. Lift your arms to the ceiling for your kneeling lunge. Sink slightly forward so you're opening up this left hip. Either keep your hands apart or join them together, your choice. Now you can see I'm coming into more of a back bend. Notice how my front knee is still over the ankle. So make sure you're not like this. We don't want the knee to go past the toes or the front heel to lift. Just keep the front heel down. So this back bend is optional. Take another breath. And now hands to the floor. Sweep your right leg up and back. Place your feet to the floor, your knees to the floor, and now place your right hand off your mat. Your right hand is not on your mat anymore. Your right hand is off your mat. Kick the left leg back. Either left fingertips forward, stay there, or reach the left arm forward. Stay there, or come into like a kneeling dancer's pose. So because you've stepped your right hand off the mat, you can lean into the right arm and that's going to stabilize you. If your right hand is on the mat in front of your right knee, you won't be very stable. So notice this is a kneeling back bend. Kick the foot away, push your chest forward. You're stretching that shoulder and getting into your hip flexors and your spine. If it's too strong, just lower the knee a little bit. Nice balance to start. Take another breath. Lower your knee, sit back and just move your hips side to side. Just give them a little release. Let's meet back in down dog and lift your left leg high. Exhale, step forward, drop your back knee down. Very long stance, then reach your arms high. Sink your hips forward a little, hands apart or join together if that works for you. Keep pressure in the front heel so it doesn't lift. Keep expanding your lungs with your nice deep breaths. Then hands to the floor, lift your left leg to the ceiling. Down dog, drop your knees. Now left hand is off your mat, so you're going to stabilize. Right heel kicks back, right fingertips out in front, stay there. Second option, reach forward, stay there. Third option, hold the foot or the ankle for your kneeling dancer's pose. Leaning into this left hand, which is off the mat, super helpful. It's up to you how much you kick back and reach forward with your chest. I like this because it stretches my shoulder tendons, those bicep tendons running through the shoulders. You use them so much in push-ups, so it's a nice stretch there. Okay, knee comes down, sit back to your child's pose again, just rock side to side. We're going to really start to move now. Surya Namaskar, your sun salutations. So down dog. Step your feet behind your hands, ragdoll. Bend your knees, hold your elbows, bounce up and down. Sway side to side. Fingertips to the floor, feet a bit closer. Bend your knees, roll up your spine to stand. Arms sweep up overhead, palms to heart center. Remember your intention, mind is kindness, full stop. So connect with that once again. Take a breath. Sigh it away. Arms sweep up overhead as you breathe in. Fold down, Uttanasana. Halfway lift to Ardha Uttanasana as you deadlift. Squeeze on your glutes, then step to high plank or lower down for 3, 2, 1. Cobra, shoulders back and down, chest forward, squeeze on your glutes. Super active pose. Lower down, high plank to down dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop to the front. Halfway lift, glutes activate, head to shins. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Half lift. High plank to low, shoulders elbow height. Push up or back bend. So this is up dog, squeeze on your thighs. Cobra, you squeeze on your glutes. Otherwise you're doing a push up if your back is sensitive. Downward facing. Lift heels, bend knees, step or hop to the front. Half lift. Fold in half. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Half lift, glutes activate. Float to low plank or step to high plank, and then drop low. Push up or back bend as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Lift your heels last round, knees bend. Step hop or handstand to the front. Halfway lift. Take your bow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Vinyasa. Down dog. Right leg high, squeeze your glutes on. Step forward. Stalk pose, lift your arms, lift your left knee. Flex your foot, dancer's pose, grab the foot or the ankle. Just like you did kneeling, kick back, reach forward. So it's up to you how intense you get into this. You can either stay quite upright if that's enough for you and your back. Staring at one spot is really helpful for your balance. But if your spine is okay with it, you can push your chest forward, you can kick your foot back. So as my Pilates teacher says, go mild or wild. I love that. Mild or wild, your choice. It's up to how it feels in your body. But see how you go. Really open up if you can. Now let's go back to stalk. Lift your knee, lift your arms. Arrowhead step, way back, reach back. Now we want your hips about as low as the front knee. You're almost laying on the leg. Squeeze on your core, squeeze on the back leg. Peel your shoulders back. This is a very active pose. Your back heel is lifted. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now you place your back heel down, left arm back, warrior two. Sink your right knee forward. Make sure the right toes and knee face forward, your back toes face sideways. Notice how low the hips are. That's because my stance is long. You want a long stance here. Trikonasana, straighten the leg. Reach your right arm forward. Press the back of your hand against mid-shin and then reach up. You can look up at the thumb if you want to, but keep the straight line. You want your shoulders over the front leg. None of this sticking your bottom out, chest forward. We don't want that. Try not to hold the shin. It's quite lazy. People that do that are quite often, they're just kind of being lazy in the pose. So don't be lazy. Try to press against the shin. That's going to wake up your left obliques and they're going to have to really hold you. You're going to have to use this right leg too to hold you. If you need to hold a block, that's okay. If you need your fingers on the floor, that's okay. Otherwise today I'd love you to use your core. So float the hand. Reverse your warrior, bend the knee, reach your right arm back. Again, make sure you're really lunging here. Every pose, really full, really dynamic. Give it everything you've got. Hands to the floor, high plank to low. Push up or back bend. Down dog. Left leg high. Squeeze on your glutes. Exhale, step forward and rise to stalk. Lift your back knee, lift your arms. Dancer's pose. right hand grabs the right foot or ankle, stay up tall, or go as deep as you like. Up to you how low you drop your chest. You'll feel it more in the hamstrings the lower you go. Stork pose. Lift this right knee, lift your arms. Take a long step back, arrowhead. Almost lay on the leg. Squeeze on your core, squeeze on the back leg. Even squeeze on your front hamstrings, your glutes, everything's on. Back heel to the floor. Right arm back, sink into the left leg, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. You want the left toes facing forward, the back toes facing sideways. Give every pose everything you've got, like give it all of your attention. They say the way we do yoga is the way we live our life. So if you're not awake and aware and giving it everything you've got, then what are you doing? Like, kind of just robotically moving through things, sometimes a little bit like a zombie in the class. So just really wake up, pay attention to what you're doing. Straighten your leg, lean forward, press the back of your hand against your shin, make a straight line, shoulders over your front leg. So this first round is always super detailed. You should be feeling your core on here, your obliques. This front knee, I know my leg is straight, but the knee is not locked. I'm using my muscles, not hanging out in the joint. So don't lock the knee. Then come into your reverse warrior, bend that front knee, reach back, hands to the floor, vinyasa low plank, cobra up dog or push up, down dog. Now we're going to really move. So 2 more rounds like this, right leg high. Exhale, step through. Stork pose, lift your knee. Dancer's pose, grab your foot or ankle. Take a deep breath to hold. Stork, lift your knee. Arrow. Warrior two, left arm back. Sink deep. Straighten the leg, reach forward, triangle. Bend your front knee, reverse your warrior right arm back. Hands to the floor, high plank to low vinyasa. Back bend or push up as you inhale. Down dog, hips lift. Left leg high, deep breath. Exhale, lunge. Stork pose, lift your knee. Dancers. Open up. Stork, lift your knee. Arrowhead, step back. Warrior two, right arm behind, sink low. Straighten up, lean forward, triangle. Bend your knee, reach back, reverse. Hands to the floor, vinyasa, high to low plank. Back bend or push up as you inhale. Downward facing, once more. Right leg high, activate your glutes. Step through to lunge and rise to stork, lift your knee. Dancers. Stork. Arrow. Warrior two. Sink lower. Trikonasana triangle, straighten the leg, open up. Bend your front knee, reverse. Hands to the floor, we flow. Push up or back bend. Downward facing. Left leg high. Exhale, lunge. Stork, lift your knee. Dancers. Open. warrior two. Sink low. Straighten the leg, reach forward. Triangle. Take a breath. Bend your front knee, reverse your warrior. Hands to the floor, we flow, high plank. Chaturanga. Cobra up dog or push up. Down dog. Make your way to the front of your mat, step, hop or handstand, your choice. Then come into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit lower, lower. So you know chair means squat, lower. All the way down, grab onto your blocks, cross your legs. Your blocks touch your legs. Just lift your bottom to start. Nice and simple. Everyone can lift their bottom. Even if you're on your knuckles, that's okay. Just lift your bottom. Just for 3, 2, 1. Now you're welcome to lift your bottom and your feet if you want. We're going to lift again. I'm just turning around so you can see what I'm doing. Lift your bottom. Maybe lift your feet as well. If you're able to come into your full lotus where you put your feet on top of your legs, go for it. If this is accessible to you, it's actually easier to do the lift. So lift your bottom or lift everything. Just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You got this, team. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Blocks can go to the side again. Vinyasa, high plank to low. Back bend or push up into down dog. Now, we're going to do some back bends here. So come to high plank. Lower for 5, 4, 3. You can be on your knees if you need to. 1. Bring your fingertips just in front of your mat. So this is a really nice, lovely, soothing back bend seal. You can be flat on your hands if you want, or fingertips, whichever. Squeeze your glutes on so there's no squashing of the lower back. Now, if this works for you, great, stay here. If you want to go more intense, you could bend your knees, feet together, push back a little bit, hands closer. Some people touch their head to their feet. That's fine, do that if that works for you. My back would divorce me if I did that. Only because I've got a very flexible back, but I just, after years of these repetitive movements, it gets irritated if I do lots of back bends. It's not weak, it's very strong, but sometimes it happens. So I'm fine with that. I can still do handstands, that's the most important thing. So here is fine for me. All right, let's go to child's pose and then we're going to come back into another back bend, just to release for a moment. I love to just rock my hips side to side after back bends. It's nice and soothing. Okay, now come forward onto your tummy again. You can take any back bend right now that you want. So either you're back in your seal pose, again mild or wild, this would be the mild version. Feet to head would be wild. You could also take cobra, which is a back bend. You could take up dog, which is a back bend, or dhanurasana bow, where you're grabbing your feet or your ankles. Keep your knees nice and close, so don't let them go out wide, nice and close. 2 ways you can do this. Well, there's more than that, but I'm going to show you 2. You can keep your thighs on the floor, kick your feet back and notice how that opens up your upper spine, chest and shoulders. This, I really like this one. This would be quite mild, but it feels amazing, really opens up your heart space. If you want to get more of your spine into it, lift your legs as well. So I can do that, but I quite like keeping the legs down and just really pulling back. Feel free to close your eyes, take 5 breaths. Go as deep as you want. Back into your child's pose. We're going to go into 2 more rounds of flow. And it's a little spicier. So just add on a little bit. So down dog. Take a vinyasa on the way if you want to. Right leg to the sky, deep breath in. Exhale, step forward into stork. Lift your back knee, lift your arms. Dancer's pose, you could keep with what we were doing, left hand or both hands, if you want to go a bit more intense. It's funny, I say my back is sensitive, but this feels amazing for me. I feel more in the upper spine, my chest and shoulders, my heart space. I really love double dances. Notice I'm kicking the foot back. It's not on my bottom. So kick it away. And then try to hug your knee into your chest here so you're rounding a bit more. Then come to arrowhead, step back, reach back. Left arm forward, hook over your right leg with the left arm to twist and rinse that out. If this is too strong, put your left hand on the floor. Straighten the back leg, squeeze on the back thigh. Your core is activated. Now both arms reach ahead. Left arm back, warrior 2. Straighten the right leg, reach forward, triangle. Take a breath. Half moon. Feel free to hold a block if that helps you. Your hand is about 1 foot in front of your toes so your spine has length. You don't want that hand close to the foot. Just take it under the shoulder. Make sure the whole back leg is active. The outer edge of the leg is on, your thigh is on, the glutes are on, your foot is flexed. Don't let the foot be floppy. It's going to pull too much on your lower back. Feel free to float this hand just a little bit so your core activates here. Those left obliques again. Now warrior 2, step back, sink low, keep your arms spread like this and just lean forward so you're in your side angle pose. I've got my knuckles on the floor. You can do knuckles, fingertips or palm or a block. Now either stay like this or try to take a half bind, left arm behind, holding the inside of your right leg. A lot of people hear something very different here. Just as long as you've got this hand, can you see it, holding the inside of the right leg. That's your half bind. Do that if you can. Otherwise, keep reaching up. If you're in the half bind, notice how I'm not losing the shape of the straight line. The shoulder still points to the ceiling. I'm still in a straight line. Now from here, come back into Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. Maybe keep the half bind with your left hand holding the inside of the right leg. If you want to try, there's a double bind. You can bend the back knee. The bottom hand holds that back foot to your bottom. Don't do half and half. If you can't hold the inside of the right leg with your left hand, then don't worry about the double bind because you're not even in the half bind yet. So don't try for both when you haven't even got the first one. That's quite pointless. All right, step back, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, right arm reaches back. Hands to the floor, vinyasa, high to low. Back bend or push up. Down dog. Left leg high. Low lunge. Stork pose. Dancers, right hand holds or both hands hold. 5 breaths. home stretch, so give this everything you've got. This is the second last round of flow. You're almost in Shavasana, so just keep going. Remember, kindness full stop. Just encourage yourself, be super kind. Focus on what's good so that you are encouraged to keep going and giving it everything. All right, hug this knee in nice and tight. Let's go to arrowhead step way back. Reach your right arm forward, hook it over your left leg, twist deeply. That back leg nice and active and straight. Remember, really sharp in every pose. Really alert, really awaken your body. Try not to lay on the leg unless you're binding. Lay away from it. Reach both arms forward, back heel down, right arm back. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach forward. Trikonasana triangle. Come into that half moon balance, Ardha Chandrasana. Hold the floor, hold a block, or float the hand just a little. The back leg completely active, alert and alive. The back foot is flexed. You're kicking the back heel strongly to the wall behind you. Warrior two, step way back. Keep your arms spread wide, left hand inside of the left foot. One straight line. Push the knee away with the back of the arm so you feel a stretch inside the left leg. Half bind if you're able to. Right hand holds the inside of your left leg. Otherwise, feel free to keep reaching up. Step your left hand forward, half moon once again. Maybe you're still in the half bind. Option for the double bind, bend the back knee, bottom hand holds the foot. Warrior two, step back. Reverse your warrior, left arm back, take a breath, then hands to the floor. Vinyasa. Last round, right leg high. Step through for your stalk, lift the back knee. Dancers, left hand or both hands holds the foot or ankle. 5 breaths. You've got this. Keep encouraging yourself. Kindness full stop. Lift this knee, reach to the ceiling, hug the knee in. Option to hold the front of the foot, the ball of the foot, and pull your head down. We call it head to knee pose. This gets into the nerves running down the leg, the lower back, of course the hamstrings. Arrowhead. Left arm forward to twist over your right leg. Take a deep breath. Reach forward. Warrior two into triangle. Straighten the leg. Open up. Take another breath. Half moon. You might float yourself all the way there. You could take like a sideways dances here if you want. Shavasana. Try to kick the foot into the hand. Push the hip forward. Push your chest forward. Step back. Warrior two into side angle. Option for the half bind, holding the inside of your right leg. Back into your half moon, any version. Just make it super active, super focused. You're in your body, you're in the shape, you're in the room. And now, spread your arms and straighten your arms and legs again. Can you sweep your left leg through, reach both arms forward, try this with me, and gracefully take your seat. Otherwise, just get there however you can. Now, if your back has had enough back bending, just lay down and either hug your knees in or take happy baby. Otherwise, we'll do bridge to start. So your middle fingers touch your heels for bridge. If you have a sensitive lower back, like me, like it just has enough of all this back stuff, then make sure you can't touch your feet, so you want to step them further away. So sensitive lower back, make sure your feet are not within your reach. Then lift your hips, squeeze on your glutes to open your hip flexors. Option to clasp your hands behind you, shoulders closer, lift your chest and tuck your chin, so you're stretching the back of your neck. Lower yourself back down. Come into your happy baby, otherwise cuddle your knees to your chest. Happy baby, your knees are wider than your ribs. You can move your legs around here if you like. We're going to come to shoulder stand, but remember you can always use your block if you can't lift yourself today. So using the block looks like this. The block has 3 heights. Low, medium, high. You choose how high you want to go. You just lift your hips, put the block underneath, then lift your feet. Totally relax your arms, your hands, your shoulders. Otherwise, you're lifting yourself. Now in shoulder stand, you want your pinky fingers parallel to your spine. Ultimately, you don't want to hold your hips. It's really awkward and they're very heavy. So you want to go straight up like a candlestick, ultimately. So just be here with your feet in the air for a moment. Let your legs strain. We'll do 5 more breaths. You could either keep your feet up in the air or come into Halasana plow. I like to start this with my feet way back, stretching my spine and my neck. If you've got any spine or neck issues, just hug your knees into your chest. And don't worry about this one. Feel free to bend your knees on top of your head or next to your ears. A bit of both. very slowly roll onto your back. Give your knees a cuddle. See how you go. Coming into chair. See if you can do it slowly. And then either fold over your legs or make your way into Bakasana Crow. If you're in Crow, try to push your upper back to the ceiling to maybe crack your spine. I just did, it feels nice. Then drop your shoulders, float to low plank. If you're in your fold, just half lift, step or float back. Push up or back bend. Down dog. You got one more side, team. Let's go. Left leg high. Exhale, step through. Stork pose, lift your right knee. Dancers, hold with your right hand or both. Really calm breaths, just 2 more. Bring the knees through, give it a cuddle. Option to hold the ball of your foot and pull your head down to the shin or the knee. Arrowhead, right arm forward, twist to your left. Notice that back leg is very active here. Both arms reach ahead, warrior 2, right arm back, Trikonasana, straighten the front leg, stretch out. Half moon. Option for your sideways dancers. Kick the foot into the hand, push your hip forward, push your chest forward. Kick back again, step back, warrior 2. Side angle, left hand inside the foot, push the knee out with the back of the arm. Maybe a half bind. Step the left hand forward, float the back leg, stay there, or double bind. Remember, you can kick the foot back and reach your arm to the ceiling if that's enough. Now, stretch out your arms and legs again. Stay in the shape. Just sweep your right leg in front of you. Reach both arms in front. And sit down. So, lay on your back. Hug your knees in. Stay here or a final back bend. Bridge once again or wheel. Now, again, if you've got a sensitive back, either just don't do this, or make sure you can't reach your feet. Send them further away. I love to take up space in wheel. So remember, you can just lift your hips like you did before. Or wheel, I love to have my hands as wide as the mat. It's just spacious. It feels great. So if you're taking wheel, hands can be close to your ears or as wide as the mat. You lift your hips. You slowly lift onto your head. You practice lifting an inch at a time until you're used to it, and then you can lift your chest and push it back. months, maybe a year to actually get into. That's fine, just give it all the time it needs. Two breaths. Slowly lower. Hug your knees. Happy baby if you want to go there. Now, we're coming upside down one more time. You can come back into shoulder stand. You could put your legs up the wall if you want. I really want to do a headstand, so I'm just going to do one. Make sure if you're doing headstand, know what you're doing, because I'm not teaching it today. Remember, you've got to have a triangle. And you've got to use a wall if you're not super confident. Take a few more breaths. Slowly down. So after headstand, I love to take plow again. It just gets into the back and the neck again. Alrighty. Straighten your left leg out on the floor. Take your right knee across to the left for a twist. You can take any twist. This is just one example. Let's go to the other side. You're about to be in Shavasana, if that's any consolation to you right now. Right leg straight if you're doing the same twist as me. Twist to the right, upper back close to the floor. Relax your body, close your eyes while you're here. in Shavasana, I'll let you know, there's a couple of things happening soon in my community on Instagram, and just so you know, Project La Femme, so Project Woman, is happening this weekend. You're going to see it on my Instagram. It's going to be a private Instagram page, so look for Project La Femme, but you're going to see it on my Instagram being advertised anyway. So join that page if you want to know what it's all about. It's a very special project to me, about really questioning who we are as women, but as people, and are we living true to what we really love and value, and returning to that if we're not. And then I'm teaching a yoga and breathwork event in 2 Saturdays' time, and I'm going to record the breathwork, so you've got it, you can ask for it if you want it. I've got 2 recorded already. This is going to be the 3rd. If you want to do any of my long breathwork healing journeys, just write to me, because I've got them. They're $40. They're nothing, so if you want one, just let me know. Sometimes I post snippets of them on my Instagram, so you can kind of get an idea of what they're all about. Okay, come back to center. Hug your knees to your chest. Take any last rock or roll on your back, any last movement you may want to do, so that you feel complete. And then, as always, I'm going to start Shavasana with you, but then I'm going to leave you there. So try to take your 5 or 10 minutes. Just get comfy. I'm going to put my calves on blocks because that's comfy for me. So, great work, team. Remember, kindness, full stop. No comma, no expectation. Just kindness, full stop. Firstly, be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself kindly. Encourage yourself. Big yourself up. Back yourself. Speak about yourself kindly in conversation, and then that is what you're going to spread to other people for sure. So take a deep breath in. Sigh it all away. Your Shavasana. Great work.